Yay, we're here! Yay! All right, so my name is Val Money. I'm the editor and owner of the Huckleberry Press newspaper, which you can find all around Spokane and the surrounding area. And we're filming live, thanks to Jake Beal, from the Madco Collab, what's it called? Mad Collab Studios on Trent, the most awesome art gallery space and community space in Spokane. And we're talking to a couple different people today, Tyler Hathaway and Hudson. And we're going to start right now with Tyler. And before we do that, I just want to say, give a shout out to our live studio audience. And your job is to clap whenever these guys say anything remotely interesting or exciting or whatever, all right? So give them energy. Welcome, Tyler.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So it's Tyler Hathaway with Patriots Marketing of America, right?
Yep.
And he's been doing an inspiring job helping people in business get more business. So let's hear from Tyler. So Tyler, how did you get your start with Patriots Marketing of America?
Well, I've been in Army Reserve for a long time, and I kind of got hurt. We had this situation where we were in the desert, and we had a sandstorm take this big, massive tent, slam it down on all of us, and I kind of caught the door, dislocated my shoulder, and messed up my shoulder pretty good, and then got all of them out. After that, I couldn't really go to work too much, so where I was working at the hospital, they kind of were like, "Hey, we're going to put you on leave." And then I heard from both the Army, the college, I was in RN school, and the hospital, because the vaccine, I was trying to get the religious exemption of the vaccine. I found out that I couldn't have any of those things anymore. I couldn't go to school. I couldn't work at the hospital anymore. And the Army was threatening a dishonorable discharge. So I kind of was like, okay, God, what am I going to do now? And I kind of did some soul searching and looking online, and I found that I've been doing all of this stuff for my friends and family for the last 10 years. Might as well make a business out of it. So I paid a crap ton more than I wished I could admit for a bunch of courses, and I started doing that ever since. So as of January last year, Patriots Marketing of America was born, and last year I think we helped over 1,300 businesses.
Wow. And I take it those 1,300 businesses are local to Spokane and otherwise, yeah?
Spokane, right now we're at 23 states and 4 continents.
I had another question lined up, but what I want to know is, do you manage all that?
A lot of hours of work. More or less, I'm in 460 some odd groups across the world, and we get a lot of referrals. We get a lot of people reaching out to our posts or advertising. We have some people in our different departments for outreach, and we kind of just put them through the works until we see if they're going to be a good fit with us, and then we start working for them and with them, and we just try to make sure that they have a good success in what they're doing. And then the rest is history. We're just the guides. They're the hero in the story.
I'm very inspired. Why is it called Patriots Marketing of America, and what is your motivation?
For me, I've always been patriotic. I was one of those people that in the military we would kindly refer to as smart for joining for love of country, but I've always been a patriot. I've always wanted to grow businesses and people, and this country has had a lot of upheaval economically, and if we can help reduce 95% of business failure by 5 years, by even 10% in 10 years, what would that America look like? What would that actually have as a meaningful change? People's families having better life, people's individual businesses growing where they can actually hire more people, more businesses thriving, more things better for the country. So I figured if you can teach a man to fish, then he can eat. But if you teach a man to teach other people to fish, then you're helping multiple people eat, not just the one. So that plus, making a standard for our industry, so we actually have something to actually look at as what we do as something viable and that we can be proud of.
See, the clapping really helps, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. It takes a lot of the edge off.
They don't know how good they are.
They're so good.
When you're working with these business owners, what are what are a couple of the common pinch points or where people get hung up that you see? Like, where do they get hung up?
It depends on what stage of business they're in. Small, mid to large, generally speaking. Too many hats. Business owners tend to have a lot of different hats that they wear. The more business services that come out or technologies that are available, the more things that they have to do in order to remain competitive, the more things that they have to do to actually make their business successful, because those things make it easier and those things scale faster. You can build a company like Geico in like 5-10 years in today's market with the right funding. But it just means that it's either going to cost more money or more time. And that time has to be spent by either that business owner or people they hire, which costs money, or it has to be handled by paying contractors to do the work, which costs money, which in turn costs them time. So that's increasing, in my opinion, the business failure rate, not helping it. Because yes, business services stuff is very good, but for startups, it's very much harder to get into these environments. So too many hats, not enough time management, staying optimized in what they're doing, and kind of dealing with that owner operator mentality of not being able or willing to let that go. I'm actually in the process right now of starting a book I'm going to write called Owner Operator, with a line through the operator, to help people start getting out of that process of thinking of actually just strictly staying in an operator mentality and actually trying to get the help that they need to actually maintain and actually grow their businesses versus have them just be at the same level. And that's one of the things I think would be the most beneficial.
Well, when are we going to see your book come out?
We've got a lot of stuff on the docket right now, so probably by the end of the year if I'm lucky.
What's it called?
Owner Operator, with the line through the operator.
Wow, I didn't even know we were going to talk. That's far out. Like you don't
That's
have enough.
far out.
Like you don't have enough to do.
No, I do this to myself.
What do you love most about what you do?
Genuinely helping people and making a difference. The majority of my life, I've been a caregiver. My mom's had cancer since I was 8. My grandpa had COPD. I worked in private protection security, and then at the hospital and in the Army as a combat medic. And then my entire life has always been about helping everybody else around me, because I just have a huge heart. I just absolutely love helping people. So seeing the benefit helps with that intrinsic motivation to get up every day and keep doing this, because you start hearing people, even on my team, saying, hey, you're the reason I was able to move out of my grandparents' place. Hey, you're the reason why we're able to expand and hire 6 employees this year versus last year. Hearing those types of things is what keeps me going. And that's why I do what I do.
What does the future hold for Patriots Marketing of America?
Well, I think if we're very lucky, we'll still be in business, for one. That was a joke. But more or less, I think that I would love for us to be able to be much, much bigger and be able to have an actual voice to speak on all of these subjects and be able to educate. I think that that's one failing that our education system has, is they don't teach business owners how to be business owners, and they don't teach people how to market themselves or how to even have a voice for themselves. So I think that if we can actually help with educating the new generations as they come out, as well as helping all those small business owners, creating nonprofits, creating funding opportunities, investment opportunities like Shark Tank, creating groups and or multiple different types of avenues for them to experience collaboration and the efficacy of investment with their own ideas and helping them expand on their ideas. I would like to see us being in all of those avenues, as well as across America being, one of the premier sources for that actual help, and not doing it without a rip-off cost. And that's being able to employ really good people. I'd like to see us grow in our team, and have the ability to have more of an impact. The bigger our team and family gets, the more impact I've seen we've been able to have. So I'd love to see that grow, as well as collaborations with amazing other business owners in the area. I love this area. I love Spokane, and that's my biggest heart throb is for this area. So, like that's where I'd like us to be in the future.
Very cool. Yay! We have time for one question from our studio audience. So who's got a question for Tyler? Heather.
What's your favorite type of customer?
Yeah, so I'm going to repeat the question. What's your favorite kind of customer or client?
My favorite type of client, honestly, is the one I can help the most. And usually that's people that are struggling. The easy answer right now would be, hey, someone who has a lot of money, is not a jerk, and has a business or product that I can help scale very quickly, because that would make a lot of money and that would make a lot of sense. But the thing I enjoy the most is the people that we have the best potential to help, which is the person who's struggling. So that's my favorite customer.
Got it. Tyler, you've got a servant's heart. I really appreciate the vision you're bringing to your business and the business community at large. And thank you so much for everything you're doing. I'm excited for your book. And if people want to find out about Patriots Marketing, where do we send them?
We have a Patriots Marketing of America Facebook page, and when this goes live, I'll edit this live. Well, we'll have a link posted to our website as well. We have a link tree, all the things.
Yeah, I'll make sure that there's a video link in the liner notes tomorrow.
Sounds good.
Right on. Thanks so much, Tyler.
Thank you very much.
Yay! Good job. So now, if you want to hand your microphone to Kel, and Kel will put it on the edge of her shirt pointing up. And Nick's going to help.
Thank you.
See you guys. Thanks for being here.
Hello, friend.
Yay. So, just to reiterate, we're here at Mad Collab Studios. My name is Val Money with the Huckleberry Press. We're all part of the Spokane Small Business and Entrepreneurs Group. If you want to find out more about MadCo, or you want to find out more about the Spokane Small Business and Entrepreneurs Group, you can go to #SpokaneBizClub. And thank you, Nick. And as always, we're talking to a local business leader and a local Spokane artist leader, who right now we have in the form of Kels Hudson.
Hello, friend.
Yay.
Nice to see you.
Well, I'm delighted to be doing this with you. I've known you for about an hour and 10 minutes.
Yep.
So I'm excited to learn more about you. We have a little clock we can watch it. So when it hits about 20.
Got it.
22 probably. So how long have you lived in Spokane?
It'll be 3 years in October.
Wow. Where'd you come from?
I moved here kind of inadvertently from Copenhagen, Denmark.
How did you get from Copenhagen to Spokane?
We had this little pandemic.
No.
Yeah. I had a temporary visa, and because they are like a socialized healthcare system, they did send me home.
Okay.
To get sick here.
Hopefully you didn't get sick.
I did, but not at that time. No, it was much later.
All right.
And I'm good now. So I'm good.
So how did you get started in your art career?
It's kind of complicated. My dad is actually a mechanical engineer, and when I was younger, he was going to college to be a drafter, and he actually taught me how to draw when I was very, very young. I was about 5 years old when I started drawing, and then I started painting when I was about 10, and I've been in the art industry pretty much my entire life, save the few college jobs that I had to get myself through college.
So are you saying that the like standard career path didn't work out so well for you, and being an artist was your true expression?
I did try the standard career path. I tried to do like museum work, be a docent. I even tried restoration sciences, failed chemistry miserably at least 3 times. So I felt like the universe was telling me that I needed to be an artist and just stick with it. I did photography for a while. Photography paid a lot of my bills. And then when the pandemic happened, I wasn't really able to do photography because I had to get so close to people, and I have a child who's immune compromised. So I started drawing again and painting again, and things just picked back up. And it's just been like a rolling ball my whole life.
How do you see yourself as an artist? Like, what is it that you're expressing through your art?
Right now, I want to say that I'm expressing things that I see in my everyday life. I am working on some interesting pieces of like my dishes. My daughter is definitely in my acrylic paintings, which are not present. I do a lot of landscape work.
Yeah, this
I
is
did
her art
this
here.
one of a neighborhood in Copenhagen, which I very much admired. And then this is like the 3rd day I was living in Spokane, is that one. So I don't really know what I'm trying to reflect other than things that I see in my daily life. I genuinely enjoy sharing what I see every day.
What is your motivation? What do you love about what you do?
That's a good question. I don't think I can do anything else. I don't think I'm good at anything else.
That's
I
valid.
mean, I've tried other stuff because being an artist is very difficult sometimes. Emotionally, it can be very hard. Financially, it's miserable. But honestly, I have tried a lot of different stuff, and I just keep coming right back to it. It's just always waiting for me. Like, you good with your break? You ready to draw again? So that's sort of how it's been.
How is it emotionally challenging?
It's emotionally challenging in that for example, I spent 4 months working on this one, and it sits in your house, and you put it on the internet or you put it in a gallery, and you are hoping for a positive response. But what if they don't give you a positive response? What if you don't get any response at all? What if the algorithm hates you that day and you sit there and you just beat yourself up about it all the time? It's an emotional weight sometimes that is very difficult to move through. But then someone does buy it, or then someone does like it and tells you that they like it. And then that's just like so much good fuel for that fire. And it just keeps you going.
Right on.
Mhm.
Well, what you do is such a huge contribution, bringing more
Thank
light
you.
and color into the world.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much.
If you could wave your magic wand, what would be like the perfect art career for you?
I just want to paint all the time. My regular work schedule is at minimum 8 hours a day. I'm really strict about my work schedule, and I work at least 5 days a week on that schedule. So if I could do that and get paid to do that, I would be thrilled. That would be my dream come true.
What questions do we have for Kel from our live studio audience?
Okay, so I see that both are kind of like architectural.
Mhm.
So is that kind of the vein that you like to stay in, or what is your favorite thing?
Yeah,
I
I'm going to restate the question for the microphone.
Sorry.
So the art here is kind of architectural in nature. Is
Mhm.
that one of your favorite lanes, or what do you like to paint the most?
Um,
Right.
I spent a lot of time in my youth drawing people and painting people, and I sold a lot of work of people. And then I decided to do photography, and I spent a lot of time with people doing families and babies and weddings and marketing and all that stuff. And then I think I may have gotten tired of working with people. And so, and that's not to say I don't like people, y'all are great. But I did find peace in the repetition of just drawing things that were not moving. And then when I moved here, I was drawing that one on an airplane. And the man sitting in front of me turned around and asked me where I got my coloring book from. And I was like, it's not a coloring book, it's my sketchbook. I hate to fly. Flying is the worst thing ever. And this is how I calm myself. And he spent the entire flight talking to me about making a coloring book. So then I came back to Spokane and I ended up getting funding to make the Spokane coloring book. And so now I can't stop drawing houses and I can't stop drawing buildings. It's like just something that I have to do every day. And I mean, I like people, but like there's just something peaceful in doing someone's house. There's actually a person in that house. So it feels really, I don't know, it's calming, it's soothing. It feels so good. I can't explain it.
So where can we find the coloring book and all of your art?
Yeah, where can we find your Spokane coloring book and all the rest of your art?
You can find, okay, so the Spokane coloring book is a heavily localized book. It's not on Amazon, it's not on Barnes & Noble, and it was printed here locally on Washington paper. I'm weird. And so you can find it at Auntie's, the Mac, Wishing Tree, Garland Mercantile. I'm missing someone.
Page 42 bookstore?
No, not yet. I gotta call them.
Emily Peterson, we can hook you up.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Done.
But and Terrain from here. You can get it at any of those local stores. You can also find it on my website, SpokaneColoringBook.com, but I highly recommend patronizing our local businesses because they get at least 40% of every single one of those sales.
How do you know you've had a good day doing your art?
Every day that I get to work for at least 8 solid hours, I'm good. I really like am very grateful that Spokane has given me the opportunity to become an artist again.
I love your dedication. I don't know how it is for most artists, but I kind of get the feeling like they do it when they feel like it, and when there's something bubbling up that they have to get out. But you have dedication and purpose by doing it 40 hours a week, come hell or high water.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's commendable.
Thank you. Thank you. I worked in my studio was open I was working 40 hours a week when I was doing photography. So dude, that pandemic was long. And I had nothing to do. So I was like, I just sort of flipped it. My work schedule stayed the same, but it went on paper instead of on my computer.
Right on. So how do people find out about you and your art? So do you have a website or Facebook page?
I do. It's Kelly, Kelley, Hudson, like the bay or the river.com. But I will be here tomorrow at the Mad Collab Makers Fair.
Oh, yeah.
Which I highly, highly recommend everybody come because the artists here are phenomenal. Phenomenal. Please come. When is it? We started at 11? Is it 11? Yeah, 11 to 5.
We should say it again. So tomorrow, catch me if I'm wrong. So tomorrow at 11 a.m. at Mad Collab Studios on Trent in Spokane is what's it called?
Mad Collab Makers Fair.
The Mad Collab Makers Fair. Come
Right?
one, come all.
No, what's it called?
Mad Magic Market.
Mad Magic Market something. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying. It's long and my brain is squishy like a hacky sack.
Well, we got you. The important part is tomorrow at Madco, everyone in Spokane is going to be here, including you.
11 to 5.
Yes.
11 to 5. Yeah, you can. SpokaneColoringBook.com.
Right on. Kel, thanks so much.
Nice to meet
You're
you.
an inspiration. Thanks for everything
thank
you're
you.
doing.
I appreciate that.
Thanks for
Thank you
being
so
here
much.
and being with all of us.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Yay. Oh, I've been reminded. So how you can find the Huckleberry Press is you can go to huckleberrypress.com, go to the locations tab, and it'll show you well over 300 stops around the whole area. And none of this would be possible were it not for the Huckleberry Press advertisers that, well, make it possible. So thank you for advertising Huckleberry Press. Thank you to our live studio audience. You have to know that your presence here makes all the difference. So thank you very much. And yay.